Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. Today in this video we are going to talk about this little machine called Plustek Opticfilm, I think 8100, and the software comes with it, which is SilverFast plus 9. It used to be 8, but now there's a new version came out, which is 9. So we're going to take a look at it. But before I go further to this video, I would like to mention a few things. One, the whole video is time coded, so you can easily go down to the description and jump back and forth for your convenience. And the second important thing that I want to mention, which is the photo that I'm about to show will be available in my Flickr account and my Instagram account, so that you can take a look on your own. I mean, if you are curious enough, so should be available. And also, please do take a look in the description, because there are a lot of amazing and important information available for your benefits. Now, let's jump into the video. Now, first thing I would like to talk about is this little amazing machine, which is a 35mm film scanner called Plustek Opticfilm 8100. Now, you can clearly see the size of it is literally size of my palm, really small, which is amazing. And it does come with this little pouch right there, which is pretty amazing. It's really important because I live in a dusty environment, so this little package helps. And also inside the packet you have this little box where you have the software for Opticfilm and the SilverFast. Now, thing is, my laptop does not have any CD driver, so I had to go to the website and put this little serial number written on the box, and had to manually download the driver and the software. It's not a big issue, but it took a little bit of time away from my hand. Also inside the box you have a couple of things, which is first the manual, the user manual for the Plustek. No, sorry, it's the SilverFast manual, and then the Opticfilm manual. So easy. I haven't read it yet, but I'm going to take my time and read it properly, because it actually comes in handy when you need it. Now, what else I'm going to tell you. Now, inside the box you also have this film holder. Now we have two holders. One is the slide holder and the 35mm film holder. I don't have any slide, so it's still in the box, but I do have this little amazing holder for my 35mm films. Now, this one right next to it, it does not come with the box, but this is probably one of the most important things that you're going to need, because this one doesn't have any dust removal. So I'm obliged to blow it for about 15 minutes to roughly about 3 years to get rid of all the dust. And this little microfiber cloth, which is really handy. Also, the cotton gloves, lifesaver. Now, what else I'm going to talk about? Now, before I demonstrate this machine, I would like to show you how the whole thing works. Now, first thing, everything is connected. So USB cable is connected to my computer, and the power cable is connected to the power. So all I have to do is press the button. Now my laptop just told me that it's connected. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to click the software to turn it on. Now this is the photo that we're going to scan originally. So this is the opening window, and I'm going to click start. Now, following part, I will be recording in the screen recorder. So you're not going to see my face, but everything going to be happening inside the screen. Now, before I jump into the software and see you the whole process, exactly all the bits and pieces, I'm going to show you how I'm going to put the film inside the machine first. Now, very important, you gotta have one of those gloves. You need to have it. If not, buy one of those rubber plastic one, but at least anything but a bare hand. because you might think that your hands are clean, but I guarantee they're not. Now, I'm gonna put my microphone somewhere here, putting the gloves on. It reminds me of one of those, what do you call it? The magicians, like you do one of those things. I don't know what they call. Right. That's the mask. Now I'm gonna pick my film. So I'm going to pick the film that you saw in the screen. So there's my film. Should be somewhere here. Ah, found it. There you go. Now, typically, when I take my film out, it's already generally dusty. So I have this microfiber cloth. So I give a little bit of nice wipe. Like that. You see, whole process takes a little bit of time away. So you have to be really, really patient. I promise you that you don't have other choice. I'm going to leave the film on the side because I need both of my hand to open this thing. You cannot do it in one hand, unfortunately. Right. Now, I can clearly see that my film is already kind of dusty. I can see it. So I have to be very careful all over again. I don't know if you can see it, but the thing is, the technique is, the rule is that you have to have the emulsion at the bottom and the shiny part at the top. I know that I'm taking a lot of silent pause, but in real life, I wouldn't be talking in the camera and demonstrating at the same time. So I'm gonna bear with me. So generally, this film is lab developed. So they actually cut it exactly how I need it. So I have space for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 photos. So they cut it exactly 6, which is amazing. All I have to do now, adjust it. Make sure that all the empty gaps are nicely aligned. Now again, once it's done, you have to kind of blow it as much as you possibly can, because I can still see dust everywhere. We're not gonna have to be perfect. I'm just gonna show you in a demonstrate purpose. Now, gotta find the photo. So you can actually insert it anywhere from the one side or on the other side. Doesn't really matter. But make sure the shiny side is always up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So number 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have our film inside the machine. Now, as of now, I'm going to cut off the video and you'll be seeing the screen of the laptop. All right, now we are in the software. You can clearly see how it looks like. So interface is very easy. So I'm not going to explain you everything. I'm going to make a separate video. Should be the next video explaining how the software works. But right now, I'm just gonna give you a quick overview. Now, in order to straight away scan your negative, you can right away click pre-scan. That's my personal recommendation. Click a pre-scan. Don't worry about anything else. What does, it is going to show you how the original photo looks like. And I'm going to let you hear how the machine sounds like when it's scanning. So it's pretty nice and quick. I personally like it. There you go. The quick scan is pretty nice, easy, and super fast. Now, you can see the negative, you don't see the positive. So you might be wondering what is going on. Typically, you should have a negative selected instead of positive. Beam, there you go. Now, you already know how your photo should look like. Now, before I get into the description, there are a few things I should show you. First thing, because it's a free version, so you should select 48 to 24 bit. Because the other two, you need to have the premium version, the paid version, in order to edit and save it in 48 bit. But in this case, we're going to leave it at 48 to 24 bit. Now, second thing is that you can save a name, like you can name it as much as you want. So I'm gonna put a name, I don't know, SilverFast Opticfilm. There you go. Should be enough. Now, format TIFF usually. Path, this is where you are going to save your photo. The format here, you have the plenty of option. I leave it in custom because I have my own. And you can either save it in a portrait format or landscape format. Obviously, in this case, I'm going to save it in a landscape format. Now, preset, I left it at photo quality. Good enough for me. But trust me, the resolution, I'm gonna reduce it to 900 ppi. Plenty enough for me. Maybe, you know what, 1200. Let's keep it to 1200. It's already plenty enough for me. Once you're done, your next stop should be this Negafix. This is where you have all the majority vendors. Now, this film that we're going to scan, I should mention, is Fuji C200. Fuji Color 200. So you don't have it in SilverFast, but the closest thing, I found it in Reddit. I found it that for Fuji C200, you should use the Fuji, I think Super HD. Apparently, this is the closest one to the C200. So I'm gonna give it a go. Let's see how it looks like. Now, here's another important thing. Make sure this is little box. You should have it within the box, within that frame. And you should cut it out, the extra space, because it's kind of unnecessary. Now, once you're done, you should take a look at your histogram or something similar to it. Now, I'm going to click histogram to take a look, and looks like it's perfectly aligned and nothing is clipping. And after that, you can do many things here. You can click global CC. What global CC does, generally it takes away all the color cast from your image. Now, I kind of like it, so I'm going to keep it as it is. I'm not going to touch it. And you also have curves, obviously. So we can do multiple way to manipulate your image. So I'm going to bump up the midtone a little bit. Add a little bit of contrast. You can see that once you move in the slider, the curve is moving. So that's exactly what you want. And now you have individual RGB where you can, manipulate your different red, green, and blue channels. Fantastic. Now, I'm just going to do a quick scan, obviously, because otherwise this video is going to take too long. I promise you I'm going to make another video on that, but this is exactly what you need to know. I mean, as long as your histogram is looking good, you're happy with your image, that should be easy to go forward from there. Of course, you have noise reduction and sharpening here, but I usually do it separately. So I'm going to click scan. Now, I should mention that the scan does take a little bit time, but I swear it's not more than 1 minute. In fact, you can clearly see as I'm talking, it's already doing it at 76%. In fact, it's going to finish it right now. The reason behind is that at the very beginning, there you go, it's already done. That's the photo. What I was going to say, which is, if you put your resolution at the highest, then it's going to take a long time. But if your photo quality is, the web quality or 300 ppi to maximum 600 ppi, and the resolution is somewhere in the middle, then it's actually pretty nice and quick. And that's all you need, because you can still do plenty big size printing out of it. I'm going to close this software because the job is done in this case. And I'm going to open it side by side, our SilverFast optic film version. You can see that in the metadata. Now, I'm going to open side by side with the Noritsu. Now, if you don't know which one is what, at the top left one is the Noritsu, right one is our current. Now, interestingly, our Noritsu is the actual dimension, and our optic film is actually flipped version, which is, I just noticed. I can just delete it and open our SilverFast all over again and do a pre-scan. I'm just gonna quickly look at our original Noritsu version. So that should be flipped. So easily you have a button called rotate and flip, and I'm going to, I don't know, I think it's a vertical or horizontal. There you go, it's fixed. Now I'm gonna pull the thing down just a little bit. You see, looks like the image is not perfectly aligned, so you should take a little bit of time to make sure that the film is perfectly inside the film holder. Now I'm going to click scan. Now I did not raise any kind of saturation, just to remind you. So you can manipulate it as much as you want. I kept it as its default version of it. Should be ready any moment. You see, because the quality is at 300 ppi, so it's scanning super fast. And you can clearly, I can tell that that's plenty enough for me. Now it's ready. Now I'm gonna close the software again, open side by side with the Noritsu. Again, I remind you, Noritsu version is essentially bigger file, but I wouldn't bother. So again, as a refresher, left is the Noritsu, right is our current scan. Now, clearly the current scan is not perfectly aligned. I wouldn't bother, I would take more time. And the Noritsu version is a little bit more saturated. But again, I could raise the saturation if I wanted to. And also, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Now, because the Noritsu is the full resolution as 22 megabytes, so you have more detail. And the optic film is actually a little bit less detailed, because first I did not add any kind of sharpening, and is a web version. Usually the lab guys, they add saturation and they add a little bit of sharpening before they give it to you, and they do it all automatically. So again, I could do that if I wanted to. At this point, if you want to know if I'm satisfied, yes, I'm plenty satisfied with the result. Right, let's finish this screen recording part. Let me get back to you. Wonderful. Now, again, I repeat, even though I showed you the Noritsu and our scan side by side, and our scan looked a little bit less in resolution, I actually put it at the minimum web version to a medium-sized print version instead of creating a huge file for the sake of the demonstration, because it's a lot faster and quicker to show you the result and how it works. But you can make it as bigger as possible, and I think it creates about as much as 50 megabyte size of TIFF file. So trust me, if you want to, you can get bigger size scan if you want. About the Noritsu version, remember, each lab will give you different result with exact same film and exact same Noritsu scanner. It's always about the person behind that machine who is controlling all the knobs and dials. Now, the color, again, I showed you one of the preset. Now you can change the color as much as you want using the sliders, curves, and saturation. So sky's the limit. Thing is, once you put a film inside a software, immediately you are jumping into the world of digital. So there are no particular look. There are no more Kodak look, no more Fuji look, no more any look. It's a look what you want. But to be honest with you, I'm very happy that finally I have a proper scanning machine that scans perfectly, and I don't have to pay extra to the lab. I just have to do a develop. I can even do the develop on my own, especially the black and white. The color, on the other hand, I would love to do that by the professional instead of me doing it, especially if the photo are really, really serious and important for my project. So yeah, I think I have covered everything. I talked to you about the machine, how the machine looked like, a quick overview, and how the software looked like, and how to scan quickly. That should give you enough idea how the whole process works. It takes a little bit of time. Just a quick refresher. Use gloves. Use a blower. And take your time. I did everything really fast just for the video, but it's extremely important that you take your time, be patient, and enjoy the whole process. Because if you rush, things will be different, for the better or for the worst. Now, if you have anything else to add, please do comment below. And please do look at the description. You have plenty of resources for your own benefit. And please do like and subscribe. Go to the Flickr and then take a look at the photo I just scanned. That should give you an idea as well. And I see you in future video. Bye bye.